It's perfect, in fact, because it has all the things that we like to think of as being Britishness in a car, the sense that it was made by men in aprons, that there are craft skills and traditional materials involved. But then you've got the Germans there with their high tech and their manufacturing efficiency. It's absolutely wonderful. It's very serene. There are a lot of numbers I could quote on this car, you know, the usual top speed, power, 0 to 60, all that sort of irrelevant rubbish, but I'm not going to, because that would be frankly uncouth. And May is off for Great Britain and Germany in the Bentley. Slidey, slidey, slidey. Yes, tarmac.
Did you hear that? That was tyre squeal from James May.
Bit of beanage. Knock it down a cog.
Oh my God.
That's the dippy bit. Look at this.
He got air.
I think he's been committed.
Oh my word. But this is Neil Armstrong's Corvette. His hands were here, he looked at the instruments like that. He touched that. Neil Armstrong, the first person to set foot somewhere other than the Earth. I mean, almost a quarter of the world's population watched him live. The owner of this car, when he realised what it was he'd found, decided not to restore it. He would leave it exactly as it was. He would just do enough to make it run. So he hasn't done the paint, he hasn't replaced bits in here. This is all exactly as he found it. There's patina on the bonnet there, there's a scuff bit on the door. It's real. What an honour.
Well, we got to remember, 715 horsepower is a huge amount. That is a cathedral of power. 119, 122, 129, 136. God, that is so quick. And the best thing is, it's old school. All of that power goes to the rear wheels. There's no four-wheel drive, there's no four-wheel steering, there's no fancy trickery. Yes. Like this. Oops, I'm going off a bit. Ooh. Oh, my Urus is a bit twitchy. The sort of thing you'd say to your doctor. Right, flick it in there. Now go the other way and power. Oh yeah. Mouse in, lion out. That's what they say in Sweden. I'm making my own fog now. It may not be able to get as far up a ski slope as a Range Rover, but for doing this, it's better.
Oh, that is awesome, that is. Love the sound of a V10. Like having 10,000 wolves at your back. Just a shame there there isn't some local motorist out for a drive in a Ferrari 458 Speciale or something that, oh, what a stroke of luck.
Morning.
Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah.
Seeing as our cars are so similar, would you mind accompanying me to the other end of this runway in a drag race type fashion?
Yeah, all right.
Excellent. And we are away!
Avanti!
The aero now doing its business to make this thing as fast as possible. In a straight line. Dear God!
Straight away, I can tell you the engine is incredible. There's no turbocharging, it's just a 4-litre flat 6, but you get 500 horsepower and it's redlined at 9,000 RPM. 9,000? That's bike territory. But the best thing is the way it goes round corners. Because it's got 4-wheel steering and because the engine is sitting right over the rear axle, the grip is just astonishing. I know the Rimac is very pretty, I can see that, and I know it's very fast. But I also know it can't do this. I can tell you is this is not as delicate as a Ferrari. Ferrari is balletic. This is more like pogo dancing to the Ramones. This is hard and brutal and unrefined. When you're in a Ferrari, it's like you're wrapped in silk. In this, it feels like you've fallen into a saw at a lumber yard. 0 to 60 takes 2.8 seconds. Jesus Christ! And the top speed is 260. Steering, no air conditioning, no anti-lock brakes, and obviously no driver aids of any kind. Got a 525 brake horsepower engine back there. Oh shit! Fed by a turbocharger the size of a wheelie bin. And all there is in here to tame it is me! The first thing you notice is the stiffness. And then there's the lightness. It's actually 100 kilograms lighter than the Ferrari on which it's based. You can certainly feel that when you accelerate. 0 to 60. 3.3 seconds. And it'll keep on going all the way past 200. This is alarmingly fast. Jesus H. Christ. You sense it too in the corners. It's just so darty. It's like driving a dragonfly. I thought the McLaren Senna felt light, but this, Jesus.
I can't speak fast enough.
That Rimac just off.
If that is the future, I am so ready. Oh! Oh!
I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything move as quickly as that.
The four-wheel drive Quattro is all-conquering, and the Audi has been proved master of all conditions.
Superior power and traction with a turbocharged four-wheel drive Audi is too much. Bjorn Valdegaard has wasted no time in proving the dominance of the four-wheel drive Quattro. Hannu Mikkola has scored a tremendous victory.
So Quattros hold all the aces, first, second and third.
So, Audi had four-wheel drive, a proven car, a team staffed by Germans, a hands-on boss, and a squad of world-class drivers who are motivated and on it. Lancia, meanwhile, had a budget of £3.75, two-wheel drive, a powerboating playboy at the helm, and a part-time driver who didn't want to be world champion. It would all be down to the skill of the driver. And boy, did Walter Röhrl rise to the occasion.
Looking back in my career, it was maybe my best rally in my life I have done. It was just like a dream. When I was just thinking, I want to cut this corner, don't lose 10 centimeters of road. The car was going exactly on this point, and it was flowing. It was just, nobody can beat me.
And then there was the magnificent 037 itself.
Driving a Lancia, it's a perfect thing, because it doing exactly what you want. It's like my shoe. It fits so perfectly. If I just think it should do this one, it has done it.
Oh my God! I am sitting where Jim Clark sat. Oh, this is electrifying. These were not powerful cars. They only made 210 brake horsepower from 1.5 litres, but they were still good for 180 miles an hour.
Thanks to its revolutionary monocoque chassis, the 25 was stiffer and lighter than any other F1 car.
Let me make one thing plain right from the start. This is not a replica XKSS built from plastic. This is an XKSS. Built by Jaguar themselves over 10,000 painstaking hours. It's the real deal.
In fact, it's as real as the real ones from way back when. No one has ever made a car like this before. It's a world first. So it's small wonder it's priced at just over £1 million.
Or, for £500,000 more, you could have one of these. It's an Aston Martin DB4 GT lightweight. And back in the late 50s, it was the fastest car in the world. Flat out, it would do 151 miles an hour. But this is not from the late 50s. Despite what you might think when you look at its period dashboard and its period six-cylinder twin-spark engine, it was actually built a few weeks ago. So, like Hammond's Jag, it's an old car that's brand spanking new. Oh my giddy up! It doesn't have the savagery of the P1. The P1 was so scary, it took me 2 months to get used to it, to discover its little foibles. This though, even though I'm now in hunkered down, tightened up, vicious race mode, with the traction control wound right back, I'm not frightened at all. I'm starting to push the envelope up to 20 minutes. I'm loving it.
There's poo coming out now! Jesus. It's spinning its wheels in sixth! This is frightening, that's what it is. More poo. I didn't think it was possible to shit yourself to death. There you go.
In the savage and unforgiving P1, my nerves were shot to pieces, but I too was falling in love.
903 horsepower! Oh my God! Oh, you bad, bad, naughty car! Jesus! This recalibrates your mind. I didn't think anything could be as exciting as that Porsche, but...
Oh, God! All hell breaks loose. Through the corner. My old terror. The speed is hilarious. Terrifying. That's probably why they fitted it with this plastic sheeting rather than carpets, because they knew that one day you would soil yourself. You did have to be good to get the best out of this thing. Which brings me on to Michael Schumacher. He could have had any car he wanted back in the day, but he had one of these. Holy cow! The engine is now producing 820 horsepower, and the speed just beggars belief. The car is in attack mode. The figures say it'll do 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. And that's a top speed of about 208 with that wing on the back. But it feels a hell of a lot faster than that. Oh, God!
So here we are, the grand old man of performance coming out one more time to defend his title against one of the young upstarts. Here's how it all pans out on paper. Bugatti Veyron, 0 to 60, 2.5 seconds, power to weight ratio 523, brake horsepower per tonne.
Away, I can tell you that this doesn't have the brutality or the savagery of the McLaren. Because it has rear-wheel steering and four-wheel drive, it feels secure and safe. And that gives you the confidence to play about. The grip is genuinely incredible. Okay, I don't really have time to do this on my busy day, but what I'm going to do is demonstrate to you the difference between a really fast car and a Bugatti Chiron.
They sailed in 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. 0 to 125 in 7 seconds. 7 seconds! That direct, immediate power you get from these electric supercars is like nothing else. It's like 1 minute I'm here and then bam! I'm over there. It's like driving a jet engine. Something else about which I have bad memories. This is a bad place.
I cannot remember the last time a car, or indeed any sort of thing, gave me a fizz like the Ferrari. This has 950 horsepower, 950. More than either of the other two, and it's lighter, it weighs 1,250 kilograms, which is less than most hatchbacks. Actually, there is a bit more to the Ferrari, because what it has is, in effect, a Formula One KERS system. It constantly recovers energy that would otherwise be lost using its electric motor and its battery. So as I brake there, the car is actually saying, that energy, I'll have that. Straight. This is what 950 horsepower feels like. I believe will absolutely mince the other two. Oh man! Holy mother! Even though it's a 50-year-old car, the 917 is fast by the standards of any decade. 0 to 60, 2.7 seconds. Top speed, 224 miles an hour. And it was built without compromise, using the absolute bare minimum of materials.
It's the world's fastest canoe!
The 5-litre 12-cylinder engine produces 621 horsepower, which is modest by the standards of today's road-going hypercars.
But this thing weighs just 800 kilograms. As a result, the power to weight is off the scale! Okay, viewers, this is historic race car bucket list moment number 2, because this is an actual GT40 that competed at Le Mans in 1966. Right, don't go mad, mate, it's worth 15 million quid. Sod it, let's make some noise! Oh yes!
In this new GT40, Ken Miles had racked up thousands of test hours. Now the car was no longer horribly unstable, but would sit rock steady at 210 miles per hour. And the Brummie Tank Commander had the backing of Ford's huge R&D department, who tackled the car's appalling reliability.
The brakes no longer went into thermal shock at the end of the long straight. The engine and transmission were run on a computerized test rig that simulated the whole of the 24-hour Le Mans race. Now that's standard practice in Formula One today, but in 1966, that was witchcraft. They weren't mucking about, these blokes.
But neither were the opposition. Over in Italy, in response to the new threat, Ferrari produced this. Called the P3, it looked as sleek as a GT40. And at just 37.4 inches tall, it was even lower.
Holy mother! Let's be a little bit careful on this narrow road. It's worth £20 million.
Where the GT40 boasted a top speed of over 210 miles an hour, the P3 maxed out at just 190. But Enzo Ferrari was willing to trade outright speed for gains elsewhere.
The Ferrari was lighter, it was more agile. Ferrari reckoned he could make up the difference in the bends, and he wouldn't have to stop so often for fuel.